trends for bridging in 2024 will probably actually mirror, especially for the first half of 2024, what's happened the last quarter of this year, where there's probably still going to be a little bit of nervousness in the market, whilst the macroeconomic climate is still changing and evolving. I do think that over the last few weeks we've seen a lot more positive noise coming out of the Bank of England and all the key economists in terms of where interest rates are going to land and their outlook for the next 12 months, which does provide a lot more confidence into the general housing market, and that then flows through to the specialist finance market and also bridging as well. So with rates a lot more stable, borrowers are able to predict their positions with a greater degree of certainty. And if the theories are true that transaction levels should pick up next year, I think, not just bridging, but the whole of the specialist finance and wider property market will see an uptick. The demand for bridging is always going to be there for various reasons. But whilst I think bridging has benefited this year being a short-term solution for borrowers that don't want to lock in rates for a longer term, whilst the interest rates have been quite volatile, we might see the trend move back towards more traditional bridging finance needs next year, in that people looking to purchase properties quickly, people looking to refinance existing lending that's come to the end of term where they've run out of time and just need a bit more time to work out what they're going to do. So I still think there'll be a pool of people that will need to, or will want to, just hold firm for the next 12 months and see where rates do actually end up, and if there's any upside in the fact that rates are going to move downwards over the next 12 months, they'll want to know that. But I think the signs and the feelings in the market are all positive in the fact that we've probably hit the heights in terms of base rate, and at worst it's going to stay flat, but hopefully there might be some upside in that the rates start to tail downwards over the course of next year. Challenges for 2024, I mean, they're fairly consistent as always. We have to have a closer eye on exits, really understanding what we like to call sort of Armageddon scenarios. So what's the worst possible event that could happen, and are we still comfortable and covered in that scenario? So we, like I said, over the last 12 months have been scrutinising exit strategies a lot more because borrowers have had fewer options available to them. I think that still is definitely a prudent approach to take, because the market won't be as buoyant as it has been for the 5 or 6 years before this year. So making sure that all the loans that borrowers are entering into, A, is the right thing for them to do, and B, gives them enough time to do what they're intending to do, and C, the exit strategy is credible and viable and won't put them under too much financial pressure. An additional challenge is also obviously the market's highly competitive, so we, as one of the largest bridging finance providers in the market, need to work hard to maintain our market position, because there's always young, hungry, upcoming lenders that are trying to eat away at our market share. It's important for us to stay dynamic, stay flexible, make sensible decisions, and really try and capture as much of the bridging market as we possibly can to stay ahead of our competitors. Obviously you've got the macroeconomic climate is a little bit uncertain. I still think that the wars over in Ukraine and the Middle East do impact us, although we probably don't feel that as directly as we do the rises and falls of base rate. But that does impact investor sentiment and takes their focus away from probably investing in the UK, especially ones that are based in the areas that are unfortunately affected by what's going on in those particular regions. So that's always going to be something that obviously we can't control and have to deal with. The third one that probably is going to impact us is a general election. So they have to call the general election before January 2025. It's likely that they're going to start their campaigns certainly towards the middle of next year, if not earlier. I think everyone probably feels that they know which way the election is going to go, but it does bring uncertainty into the political climate, and therefore that does transcend through to other areas of life, one being the property market. Again, something that we can't control, and whilst everyone thinks that they might have a good idea of what the outcome of that election is going to be like, I think the the campaign process, the voting process, and what the plans will look like for a new government do and will impact investor sentiment and investor perception of the UK. Whether that has a positive or negative effect on the market is yet to be seen, but it will have an impact. We just don't know what it will be. And the drivers for West One in the bridging market specifically in 2024 is it's going to be the same as it's always been for us. We're here to serve our customers, to serve our clients. We're here to make quick decisions. We're here to be flexible. We're here to be creative. We're here to work together with our customers to provide them with the financing requirements that we need. We're a very stable lender. We're very well funded. We've got deep pockets of capital. We're here to really attack the markets in which we play, and obviously the biggest one being bridging. So I think it's just about us listening to what brokers and borrowers want from bridging lenders over the course of the next year and making sure that we're there to support them as best we can, but making sure that it's the right thing for us to do as well. We're always looking to refine our processes and our policies and procedures to make sure that we're internally as efficient as we possibly can be. We try and hire the best talent to make sure that they're representing the business in the best possible way and articulating what we as a business can do and how we can help customers. And that's something that goes on throughout the course of the year behind the scenes that we hope has an impact to brokers, to borrowers, and everyone that we speak to. And we'll constantly try and refine those processes and inefficiencies to make sure we're operating in an optimal way to be able to serve all the people that we come across. So another factor that will help West One drive bridging in 2024 obviously is, so throughout the course of 2023 not only did we combine the bridging and the buy-to-let sales team together to create a sales team that can sell both products, but we expanded into more regions geographically than we'd ever been present in before. Throughout the course of 2023 that's settled itself down, and we're starting to build a lot of traction, particularly in regions that we haven't had stable presence in before. What will help us in 2024 is just growing and developing those relationships even more. So we've laid the foundations this year. Next year really is about us being as aggressive and as hungry as we possibly can be, predominantly in those regions, but obviously across all regions, but predominantly in the regions where we've, like I said, laid the foundations. We really want to kick on and capture a lot of the market share in those regions specifically, because they're strategically, we've identified those as big opportunities for us.